Here's a weird question. If you wanted to sell something online today, anything, what would you actually do? Like actually, from zero, where would you even start? Because here's the thing nobody tells you. Most people who want to sell online spend weeks, sometimes months, just trying to figure out the technical side. Which platform, which payment processor, which shipping solution, which inventory system. And by the time they figure it all out, they've lost momentum, lost money, or just given up entirely. And that's not a motivation problem. That's an infrastructure problem. Shopify was built as the answer to exactly that problem. One platform, everything included. You open your store, you add your products, and you start selling. That's the pitch. But in 2026, after 20 years of updates, what does that actually mean in practice? Let's start with the store itself. Shopify gives you over 200 themes, free and paid, that are professionally designed, mobile optimized, and customizable without touching a single line of code. But here's what's actually interesting. In 2026, Shopify's AI store builder can generate a fully designed store based on your brand description in under 2 minutes. You describe your product, your vibe, your target customer, and it builds it. Not a template, an actual store. Compare that to WooCommerce, where you're spending days installing plugins, configuring hosting, debugging themes, and Squarespace, which looks beautiful but gives you almost no control over the backend. Shopify sits in the middle, beautiful and flexible. Now, payments. This is where most platforms quietly cost you more than you think. Shopify Payments, their built-in payment processor, charges 0 transaction fees. 0. You pay the standard card processing rate, nothing extra, across 17 countries. Compare that to WooCommerce. You need a third-party gateway, each with their own fees, their own setup, their own support nightmare. BigCommerce charges transaction fees on lower plans. Even Squarespace takes a cut. Shopify just doesn't. And in 2026, they added Shop Pay installments globally, meaning your customers can now buy now and pay later in over 30 countries. That one feature alone increases conversion rates by an average of 28%. Here's where Shopify pulls away from everyone else: the App Store. Over 13,000 apps, every tool you could possibly need. Email marketing, loyalty programs, subscriptions, reviews, upsells, dropshipping, print on demand, wholesale, B2B, all built by third-party developers, all plugged directly into your store. WooCommerce has plugins too, but they break. They conflict with each other. They stop being updated. Shopify apps are held to a quality standard, and they update automatically. And in 2026, Shopify's own AI assistant, Sidekick, sits inside your dashboard. You ask it questions like, "Why did my sales drop last Tuesday?" And it actually tells you with data, not a guess. Now here's the conversation that actually matters. What happens when you grow? Because a lot of platforms are fine when you're small. The question is, can they handle it when you're not? Shopify Plus, their enterprise tier, powers brands doing over $1 billion a year. Gymshark, Allbirds, Kylie Cosmetics, these aren't small stores, and they're all on Shopify. The infrastructure scales automatically. Flash sales, product drops, viral moments. Shopify has handled single stores doing over $1 million in an hour without going down. Try that on a self-hosted WooCommerce site. So let's actually compare. WooCommerce, free to start, but you pay in time and technical headaches. Great if you're a developer, painful if you're not. BigCommerce, similar to Shopify, solid platform but smaller ecosystem and less brand recognition, means fewer integrations and less community support. Squarespace, beautiful, simple, but built for portfolios and small stores, hit a ceiling fast. Wix e-commerce, fine for very small stores, falls apart at scale. Etsy, Amazon, marketplaces, not platforms. You're renting space on someone else's land. They change the rules, you lose. Shopify, you own the store. You own the customer data. You own the brand. Nobody can shut you down or change the algorithm on you. Here's the thing though, Shopify isn't free. Plans start at $29 a month, and some people hear that and immediately look for the free alternative. But here's the honest math. The average Shopify store makes back its monthly subscription in the first 2 sales. 2 sales. And the time you save not building infrastructure, not debugging plugins, not managing hosting, that time is worth more than $29 a month to almost anyone. The question isn't whether you can afford Shopify. The question is whether you can afford to spend the next 3 months building what Shopify already built for you. In 2026, the barrier to selling online isn't technology anymore. It's decision paralysis. And the best way to beat this decision paralysis is to just start. with the right tools. The link is in the description. Everything I talked about, you can try it yourself. Free trial, no credit card. And if you're still not sure, that's what the comments are for.